Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gaming Top Down Podcast, a weekly podcast all about board games, the board games that we've been playing, the ones that we enjoy. We can't play every game in the world, but we have many, and it's fun to talk about them, do some top 10 lists, some reviews, and sometimes just throw a bunch of games here on the table that we've been playing recently and talk about them. So we do this podcast every single week. My name's David. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined every week by my brother, Devin. Devin, how are you on this wonderful Thursday? It's been quite a while since you've been here next to a microphone with me.
It has. This feels very foreign to me.
It does. It's been weird. So I guess maybe that would be a good jumping on point, maybe. But for the those that don't know, we've been doing this podcast for 63 weeks in a row, but we did just take a bit of a break, and that's my fault. We have a fourth baby coming, and I needed to move the entire studio and my day job office, which we're in the same room, from our second story down into the basement. And it turned out we didn't have any outlets down here.
Oh boy, you're running on extension cord?
No, I did some YouTubing and figured out how to splice some electrical wire. So I'm connected to the line of light bulbs here, and I put my own outlet in over there on the ceiling, which took a little time because I didn't want to accidentally electrocute myself,
Yeah, I don't want to feel that either.
Got that finally, the outlet up. And then it took weeks for me to move 500 board games down. I think it's 14 stairs, but we have 2 staircases, so 28 stairs, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you can only take 5 at a time, so 100 trips-ish. Oof. And then we also had to take my work monitors, my computer and desk and chair and glass pad. I had to clean the basement first, because it's just an unfinished basement. I also didn't want to get dust everywhere, so I put this canvas drop on the ceiling and behind us to hopefully keep dust from falling on us.
Whoa.
And then we had to move the board game shelf, which I had to completely take all the games off of and then completely take apart because it wouldn't fit down the stairs.
How are the squares connected?
So the horizontal beams are like a long beam. The vertical ones are like the short ones. They're connected with little dowels, and then at the ends there are screws. So they're kind of all connected with dowels throughout and then screwed together at the top and bottom. Anyways, and then we've got a TV in front of us. We got a couple lights, a couple computers running this shenanigan. So it's my fault. It took quite a while to move everything and get it all set up. And then kind of in the midst of that, we had been talking about restructuring the podcast anyways. And so we decided to do that too. So 2 big changes at the same time. And I don't know that we're perfectly at the finish line of what our podcasts now are going to be, but we decided to split up the podcasts. So the Super Game Brothers podcast is going to continue to be our video game conversations, and the Gaming Top Down podcast is going to be our board game conversations. I do think there's quite a bit of crossover between those audiences, but I think it will just be helpful to us to have 2 episodes that go out each week, and also cut back on recording a bit and prep time. And also the other big change, I didn't want to necessarily be a news podcast, and it just kind of turned into that. And news it's fun for a second, and then it's over and no one cares, right? So more kind of evergreen stuff is kind of our goal and focus. So anyways, that was a lot of me talking, but we're here in an unfinished basement. Devin got the shelf set up behind us, so I don't know that anyone else will really be able to tell. But when we go down to the table camera, you'll definitely see we have a bigger table. So it's a bit nicer and more spacious down here, and a bit cooler as well. Not as hot. In the winter, we might be freezing, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll vibe it out.
Streaming, what are those things? The warm sweaters?
Hoodie?
the the Eskimo would wear.
Oh, parka? No,
Parka.
is that what they're called? I don't know. That sounds about right. But yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here, Devin. How have your 6 weeks been? It's been weird to not have you at my house every week either. You know,
Yeah.
we've just all missed
I didn't know
Devin.
you guys were here anymore.
Yeah, we moved.
I like this room a lot better.
It's cool, huh? It's fun.
The air's clean down here. The room is much bigger. There's a home gym in front of us.
There is.
Which, so if we're feeling like we need a nasty pump during the podcast,
Yeah,
we can do that.
I should have just had that be your chair. It was
Yeah,
just
to
the
be
entire
sick. Yeah,
the bench.
mm-hmm.
Just be
It'd be nice for me.
benching.
I've been very good. Pretty disciplined. Um, Sleeping weird hours, going to bed early, waking up early to stream a lot. Uh, just went up and saw our grandparents. Been going to a lot of movies by myself. Had some gift cards. I saw Superman, Mission Impossible, um,
Mm,
Jurassic World.
mm. You've seen a lot.
Yes, I've watched a lot of movies at home as well, like Ballerina in the John Wick universe.
Okay.
And
Let's jump right into Super Movie Brothers then. I think I want to hear a little bit about all those.
Jurassic World kind of goated. Well, my glasses are
Was
so
it? I
crooked.
feel like it got a lot of heat.
Everything gets heat.
Everything does. You're right.
Mhm.
But I really like the actors, like Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson, and
Yeah, the guy named Duncan in that show, what a legend.
was that what's his name? Mahershala Ali. Is that his name from Green Book?
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah,
Wow.
just watched Green
Holy.
Book. Really like that
Oh
movie.
wow. Yeah, I like that movie. Main
Okay.
dinosaur kind of not really giving main character energy like he should. uh,
Isn't the shtick of that one that they're really weird mutations?
that was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird. Okay.
But Scarlett does good. The actors do good.
Okay.
It's exciting. How can you not enjoy a movie with Jurassic Park music?
It's true. John Williams,
Like,
man.
like let's go.
He's
Yes.
bonkers. Yeah.
I rewatched every single Jurassic Park movie except for number 3. I haven't rewatched 3 yet, but I watched 1, 2. I watched Jurassic World, which is the best Jurassic World, I think.
The first one.
There's Christmas music in it. The Jurassic World actually exists as a park.
Yeah.
Chris
Mhm.
Pratt, he's
I agree.
all sentimental with those raptors.
Yep. Blue.
Yeah. So watched all those. Watched Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh, you did see it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go with me?
No, I went with my wife.
Oh, I
Couple
also
months
went
ago.
with your wife.
Nice.
Anyways, it is.
It's pretty good. It's not my
It's
favorite
fun.
Mission Impossible 7. Even both parts was not my favorite Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
But I did think this part 2 was better than part 1.
Yeah, it's a good time. I won't spoil anything there. I had fun. I typically eat an entire large popcorn. I layer the butter throughout the entire bucket and smash that the whole time I'm in there. And I
Do you,
enjoy it the whole time.
Do you ever get the refill like halfway through?
No, but we did the other day because Dad was like, "Yo, these are extra larges. You can refill this
Mhm.
after." So
Yep.
there was nothing better than having popcorn
Oh,
from
yeah.
the movie theater at home for like 3 days.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
what
just
we
walk
do.
by the kitchen, just everybody's in there.
Yeah, we only buy the extra larges because we want that refill.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. And we have that pass, so we get 20% off concessions, which I think Mom and Dad do as well, maybe.
Mm.
But
We went with Dad's boss to a movie, and he buys a bag of popcorn. It's bigger than the XL by like a lot, but it's only like $2 more. Like that's
I didn't know that was a
bag,
thing.
bro.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're just eating out of the bag, and then you seal the bag. It's got a seal top.
That's cool.
What other movie did I go to? Oh, wait.
You said Jurassic World, which you already talked about. And then oh, you said a couple more.
Mission Impossible.
Uh-huh.
I saw F1.
Oh, how was that?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was touching. It was cool. They had some cameos. They replicated the sport very well, in my opinion. A lot of fun. Yes.
Same, or is it writer and director as Top Gun Maverick? I think.
Maybe. I
and
don't really. I don't know.
which was such a great movie and like an improvement from the first Top Gun in my opinion.
Mm.
So yeah, I want to see that one as well. I feel like there was one more that you mentioned.
There was. Yeah. What was it?
Um,
Uh. Well, while we think of that, I also last week went and saw Superman.
ah, I haven't seen that yet either. I'm so behind.
A lot of fun.
How would you compare it to other Superman movies? I I don't think Superman's had amazing movies, but I do really like Man of Steel. I think Henry
Yeah.
Cavill carries that movie, but
I don't feel like I've seen too many Superman movies, but I enjoyed the film. There's unique characters in that, like a variation of like I don't want to spoil anything, but like a Green Lantern type thing. Uh,
right, I think it's Nathan Fillion
and Mr. Amazing, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Something. That
from the
guy's
Fantastic Four.
no Mr. Maybe Mr. It's not Mr. Incredible either. It's Mr. Awesome, Mr. Amazing, Mr. Something. He's very smart.
Okay,
Um, yeah, unique characters in that. Lex Luthor. I don't want to spoil anything, but I had fun with the movie. It's a little more lighthearted than some, in my opinion, yet serious.
yeah.
It was fun.
What'd you think of him having the dog in there? Was the dog fun?
Oh, so you knew about the dog.
Yeah, the dog was in a lot of the trailers.
The dog was the dog was cool, kind of annoying, honestly.
Oh, really? So like a comic relief character, kind of.
Just I mean, if you have a super dog, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how to play soft,
Mm.
so you can't play with that dog.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Unless you're Superman.
Correct, and he still gets owned. Um,
That's funny. Yeah, I want to see
uh,
it. I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot, so I'm hoping that vibe comes through. But I don't know very much about Superman's like comics in his world, other than Kryptonite and Lex Luthor.
yeah, I don't know too much about that either. There was one more movie we went and saw in theaters. Uh, Jurassic World,
Let me see. I'll pull
F1.
up my Cinemark app and see if we can figure it out.
Um, I mean, I am full blown brain dead right now.
I feel like
Mission Impossible.
I can only think of horror movies that I want to see.
I did see Bring Her Back.
Okay, how was that?
I thought that it was fun, unique, not really terrifying, but like creepy and hasn't been done too many times in this exact way.
Okay.
Enjoyed that. Watched Ballerina. I watched Woman in the Yard.
How were both of those?
Ballerina's fun. Haven't quite finished it actually. Need to resume that. Woman in the Yard is not good. No, no, not.
Dumb?
I don't recommend that movie.
Really? Just
Uh-uh.
okay.
I watched some shows on Peacock, Paramount, Hulu, Prime.
That's a lot.
I do be watching.
Let's see. I'm seeing I Know What You Did Last Summer, Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, F1. I think that's all. That's the Smurfs. My Neighbor Totoro.
Nope, didn't watch
Bad
that.
Guys 2. The one I want to see that looks very scary to me is Weapons.
Yes, looks awesome. I don't know when it comes out, but
Yeah, I don't think it's out. Have you seen How to Train Your Dragon?
I have not. But I will be watching that soon also.
Yeah, I think maybe we did with you bringing up Ballerina. I think we got through all of them that you had mentioned. Maybe.
Kind of feel like we did as well.
Yeah. I've watched a few things as well. Not nearly as many and not in fun movie theaters. But I've been watching well, I started two shows and finished one. I finished Arcane because
Oh wow, you did it.
we bought or signed up for Netflix again, and I just hadn't watched the last two episodes. Watching them after like a 4 month break was a little rough because I was
Yeah, you're
missing
not
some
in it.
context. Still, just I think one of the most beautifully like animated like TV shows I've ever seen. I do think the story like loses itself a bit in like what's going on, but maybe that was because I wasn't fresh on it and had forgotten some details. But very good. Um, and then again, all three of these just on Netflix because we resubscribed. I'm watching Full Swing, which is a golf documentary where Netflix follows different golfers for like their entire season. And man, it's excellent. If you care about golf as a sport is all at all, like so good. I've been very surprised. It talks about different each episode kind of follows a different golfer. It talks about like their story and like what they're doing at this season and that kind of thing. And just excellent. Some of them are like underdogs that finally like get a big win on the tour, or one that was about on Brooks Koepka, who won like a bunch of majors like really early in his career and is now like kind of struggling a bit to recapture that glory. And then there's one on Rory McIlroy. I'm only through the first season, but so good. There's an episode on Tony Finau, who lives here in Utah, um, like we do. Just great, excellent. If you like golf at all, it's just amazing. And then the last show we've been watching is a comedy that has been recommended to me quite a few times, but I've never started it. And it's amazing. It reminds me of my favorite sitcom, Seinfeld, in a lot of ways, because the show just puts its characters in like the most ridiculous circumstances that just continue to like loop back on themselves. And it's called Arrested Development. And
Mm,
Jason Bateman, is that his name?
yes.
Is the main character. And, and it's about his dad had a business and they found out he was doing a lot of illegal things. So he's in prison. He's played by the guy who is like the mayor of Whoville in The Grinch.
Mm,
Um,
weird.
and he's funny. They like visit him in jail all the time. Again, it's a comedy. And then since the company's like in trouble and he's in jail, the family's like trying to figure out like how they're going to survive. And so he takes over the company, but his mom's crazy and his siblings are all crazy. One of them is Will Arnett. I think is that his name? He's from Hot Rod. Babe, wait, babe, babe,
Yeah, yeah,
and he's like
yeah.
Lego Batman and whatever.
He's in a podcast with Jason Bateman, isn't he?
He might be. The show started a long time ago. I didn't realize it's like 20 years old.
Oh,
Um, it's so excellent, especially if you like that kind of humor of just like ridiculous situations, and it's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. If you like shows like The Office and Seinfeld, uh, and that kind of humor, I think I think it's amazing. Like I would put it above The Office so far, but not quite to Seinfeld level. So we'll see. Really like it. That's probably the extent of my list. I don't know that I've. I guess other than we did finish or fully caught up on The Chosen, which is the show about the life of Jesus, which is really excellent. I think the fifth season just went up on Prime, and so we watched that kind of when it went up a few weeks ago. Still the best representation of that I've ever seen. Amazing. But that's probably it for me.
I'm sure there's more for me, but I don't know.
Yeah, you need to like start keeping a movie journal,
I do journal. I do
diary.
be journaling sometimes with random notes. I don't
Really?
sit there and go, October 1st, this was
Mm.
my favorite day because of this. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more like saw chicken,
That is
weird
random.
chicken, watch this movie. Like just the most random things. Like
Yeah.
I saw this weird in Reanimal or Little Nightmares 3, there's this like possessed sheep thing.
Right.
And so I wrote in my journal, possessed sheep equals spirit animal of mine,
Mm.
because I feel like it just represents me.
So it's just like a little quick thoughts book.
Yeah, because if I forget everything very quickly, so if it's not in there, it doesn't happen,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll never think of it again. And I might have a goaded thought,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So been doing that kind of.
Okay. Look at you. Turned a new leaf. A new journaling
Turned a new
leaf.
page in my journal.
Yeah. Right up. Right on. I don't know what I was saying.
Right up, man.
Cool. I think last thing, since I don't know that I have any other updates, I think the big update was just the studio. And that has been quite a few weeks, but we're excited to have the podcasts rolling again. Just a reminder here to join the giveaway if you haven't yet. We'll go over to the screen real quick. We're giving away a bundle of board games if I can get over to the page so that I can scroll, or a gift card if you'd rather spend it on video games, or maybe you already have some of those games. But anyways, make sure to join that. That's just at supergamebrothers.com. And then please check out our Patreon as well. That's how we keep the lights on, and you can submit inquiries to the show. You can vote on the games that we cover and play, which is kind of a fun interaction point we have. You can get all of these episodes and discussions early, and lots of other stuff. So check that out as well. That's patreon.com/supergamebrothers. Okay, let's hop right into the rest of the show now that we've got our wiggles out. So this is the Gaming Top Down weekly podcast about board games, the ones that we're playing. As you can see, I have a big wall of games behind me and quite a few other shelves over there. Too many games. I probably need to purge some, but it's a fun time. This week we're going to be talking about, I think, 3 games that we've played recently, and we're going to start by talking about one that we have both played. So, Devin, we're going to jump right into a review of Lure. This is a very small game, as you can see here, in a box that is kind of the standard size for All Plays line of games. So I'm even zoomed in here with the camera. Compared to my hand, a small box. I thought it was a cool game. I'm not going to do like a full teach, but basically you're trying to catch fish through these fish cards, and you have a bunch of dice, as you can see, to do so. Let me see if I can move some of those so that we can actually see the cards. But fish have different values on them, different amount of points that you'll earn if you catch them, but they also have different catching requirements on them. So here's just a few examples. So that fish is worth 4 points, but you have to have dice equal to a value of 7 or higher, and you can't have 2 dice with the same value. 16 or higher, have to have a 2. 12 or higher, have to have a 5. Things like that. You also have a shield, and you'll be keeping your dice behind your shield. And then at the beginning of each round, everyone will look at the fish that are available and decide how many of their dice they want to wager in order to fish for them. And so you'll choose, let's say I chose this normal D6 and this D12, and maybe I did 3. So 2 D6s and a D12. Put them in your hand, and then I think everyone says cast or some dumb word at the same time.
Yeah.
And whoever bid the fewest dice, so in this scenario I would win, I have 3, gets to roll first. And every fish that they catch, then I would roll. And in this scenario, having 3 3s, I would not catch him because he needs a 12. He needs a 16. And I wouldn't catch him either because I can't have 2 matching dice. But let's pretend that I did get something better and got... let's make this a 5. If I rolled that, I would catch this fish and this fish. So by going first, I've cleared 2 of the 3 fish because they are not in stacks like this. They'll just be out, kind of like that. So I got first dibs, and I got lucky and caught 2 of them. So that's the rub. You're kind of bidding blind, trying to make sure I want to go first if I can, but I also want to use enough dice to make sure that I catch enough of the fish to make it worth it. You also have these little lures that you can use in order to adjust your dice and things like that. And then whoever catches the most fish by the end wins the game. If you don't catch a fish on your turn, you get a draw lure. And if you use one of your special dice that isn't a D6, then for the next round it has to sit outside of your shield, and you don't get it back until the round after next, basically. That's kind of the whole game in a very quick nutshell. So really quick, we're going to go through kind of my normal review flow here with we've got some weird sunlight coming through the far window, but that's okay. And I use the David's formula on my channel. So we've got duration, how long the game is, aesthetic, what it looks like, variability, innovation, decision space, and smoothness. So we're going to go over those things really quick. I also sometimes cover some other stuff like storage, for example. It is a tight fit, but I'm glad it all fits in the box. Not too bad, actually. Storage is really simple for this game. So we'll skip right past that one and go right to duration. Devin, I think when we played, it was our first time ever playing. The box says 15 minutes on it, but I think it took us about 45 because we played with 4 players, and one of them was our dad, who doesn't play many games, but this one was light enough that he was able to play it just fine. So I guess in terms of length, what did you think of Lure?
I think that it's a good length to have a lot of fun without it being overly long. And once you understand the game, it's actually really fun. I was going to start talking about other things, but we're
Yeah.
currently in the
No,
duration
you're okay.
section.
I think you're right. I think for our first play, it was maybe longer than I wanted it to go, but I do think that would go down once everyone knows the game, and you're bidding faster. You can tell what's on the cards a little bit quicker, and you're like, okay, I know what I need to get. I know I want to bid 2 dice, so we're not waiting because I feel like there was a little bit of that. So love that aesthetics. I think the game is it's very pretty. Art done by Daniel Profiri and Anka Gavril. I don't know those names really, but the fish are really cool. They yeah, are all like illustrated differently and kind of just colorful but detailed enough artwork. And I like the way the dice look, the colors
Yeah, the
pop.
dice are awesome. You have so many different type of dice, which is
Mhm.
super cool.
Yeah.
12-sided, 20. You have a 4-sided dice
Yeah.
or die, which is crazy.
Yep, that the 4-sided die and the fish with the trophies are in the expansion, which I also got, um, which add just a little more complexity, but really not much.
Yeah, the aesthetic is very high up there for me.
Yep, I agree. Variability. This is this I think might be one of the games. I don't know if shortcoming is the right words, but you basically keep playing until the fish deck is run out. So all of the fish are seen every game. I guess you could like go back and forth from playing with the expansion fish or not if you wanted a shorter game or a simpler game that didn't have the. There is one type of fish that's hard to catch, and you have to catch them basically twice in a row. And if the first time you catch them, they stay in front of your shield, and someone else can steal them from you if they have this symbol here. So if you want it to be simpler, I guess you could hold the expansion out, and then it should be shorter as well. So I guess you could break it up that way. I think most of the variability will come from the people you're playing with and kind of the meta game that forms with the bidding.
Yeah, I think your dice choosing is big.
Yeah.
When are you going to use your special dice? And
Mhm.
how few can I get away with winning this round? Can I win this round with only 3 if I get lucky with high numbers?
Yeah.
That's kind of the variability in my opinion.
Yeah. Can I like be sneaky and know I don't want to win any dice or any fish this round and pretend like I'm gonna bid a high number so I get you to spend a bunch of extra dice and then next round I'll clean up. You know, kind of gives me a similar vibe in that way to a much bigger game called Fractured Sky. That one is much longer and bigger, but has a similar idea where you're um, like sending out troops blindly underneath a ship, and you get to determine if you're going to send out like a 0. So you're just bluffing. So you can do a little bit of that here as well. So that's variability. Innovation. I don't know that it's very like innovative per se, but I think it's a fun mixture of dice rolling and bidding and fitting in a small box and being a fairly short game with all of those things combined. So
well said.
yeah. Decision space. This is some games it can seem like at times like the game is playing itself, like the decisions are so easy to like this is clearly the best decision, I have to make that one. I think because of the bidding you feel like you have a bit more flexibility than that. I think you generally feel in control. It is a little in certain rounds when there's like a lot of fish out, because I think there can be like 5 or 6 out at a time. You might run into a scenario. We had a couple rounds where almost everybody bid the same number of dice. But I think that was just because we all knew, okay, like that fish requires a 20 to be caught. So I need to have enough dice out there. So maybe it was smart. We all kind of went with the same number, and it has a way of dealing with the ties anyways. You basically all roll simultaneously, and whoever has the lowest value gets to catch first. So I don't know. I thought the decision space was good. Any complaints?
Using the lures and
Yeah.
counting dice and doing a little mathematics in your head and what do they call it? Deduction. The decisions were unique each turn.
Yeah, I agree. All right, smoothness. Was any of it like janky or hard to grok? I thought it was pretty dang smooth. I think the only
pretty
thing
dang smooth. Yeah.
the only thing I think someone might forget from time to time is that if they use one of their special dice, they need to put it in front of their shield for a round.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us forgot, but I think that would be the easiest thing to forget. So smoothness, I think, is pretty high for me as well. So I think all in all, I really enjoy this game. For a verdict here, I think it's fun. I'm glad it fits in a small box. I really appreciate that, to be honest. And there's quite a bit of game in this little box. The dice rolling is fun. Sometimes, because it is dice rolling, that means the dice aren't gonna give you the value you want. But you can kind of help your odds by being strategic about which dice you choose to use. But even on a d20, you could roll a 1. So you can get unlucky breaks for sure from time to time. So I think for me, I'm going to give this one a, let's see if my trophy overlays are going to work here. Oh, they are. A gold trophy.
Woo!
For David from Gaming Top Down. Yeah, Devin, I'm curious. And then for me, that's kind of in the 8 range. I don't know.
Oh, there's trophies above the gold.
Yeah. Platinum would be like 9s and 10s for me.
I see. I'm going to stick pretty much with the same number. It was fun, easy to learn, cool colors, cool looking fish. Loved seeing each card. Strategic enough, easy to understand. The mechanics were pretty smooth, like our last little section there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7 so we can see the silver trophy.
Oh, there you go. Silver trophy from Devin. Cool. Well, that is Lure from All Play Games. Really fun game. If you need like a 30-minute game to play that I think you could teach to just about anyone, maybe check it out if you're okay with a little randomness from dice and knowing that, okay, I don't know what everyone else is going to bid, and sometimes they're going to bid something low, get a great roll, and steal 18 points from the board, and it can be probably a little swingy in that way, but fun game in my opinion. All right, Devin, that's it for our review. So we're going to jump into what else we've been playing this week, and I've played 2 other games. I know you haven't played these, so I'll just have you kind of look at the pieces with me and tell me what you think about them as we look. The second one is also from All Play, so it's a similar sized box. This one's called Ruins, and it's a pretty straightforward card game. Have you played Scout with me? You're playing cards down. They call it a ladder climbing game, where someone will play a set, and it's like they put down 2 3s, and then it's your turn, and you have to play something better than theirs. So I could play 2 4s, or I could play 3 of something, or a run or something like that.
I think I played it once.
Yeah, it's a similar idea here with Ruins, except let me zoom in really quick. The cards start by being normal values. You can see these here are 4s, 10s, 8s, 9s. I think their values 1 to 10 in the deck. But at the start of each round, you get to choose one of the cards in your hand and flip it to its uh, backside. And you can see the backside values here. Like this one, for example, is a 13. This one is a 7, but has this flame icon next to it. So there's some special abilities you get as well. And so you get to flip one card to make it better in your hand. And then during the game, you have these cool campfire tokens that you'll start with 3 of them like this in front of you. And you can spend them during the round on these, which are transparent, like upgrade cards that you will then add to the very sleeve. So this card, by getting that upgrade, is no longer a 10. It is a 10 plus 4, so it is a 14. And so the numbers can get pretty high in the game. I think we had some cards up in like the high teens, and some of the cards have wild symbols on them with a question mark, and some have these fire symbols on it that will let you flip your campfire tokens back over when you play a card that has that symbol on it. So you get to craft some pretty crazy cards. Like that one now is a 14, and every time it's played, it refills 2 of your campfires. So the cards are getting better. Everybody's upgrading them with their tokens. You also have claim. You'll start with 2 of these in your color, and twice during the game you can claim a card by putting your claim token in there. And now anytime someone draws this, because the cards are going to be shuffled every round and redealt, and there's like 4, maybe 5 rounds depending on how it plays out. If someone else is given this card or dealt this card, they are forced to give it to you immediately. So you can claim a card that will be yours the rest of the game, basically. Which is a cool mechanic because it does feel a little weird to be like upgrading these cards, and then next round someone else draws a card that you made really good. But you get to claim a couple for yourself. But beyond like the cool card crafting, it's a pretty simple game where you are just trying to shed your hand first. Whoever gets rid of their hand of cards first wins the round and will get more points than whoever does that second or third or fourth. I really like it. I think there's a bit of a few different things in here. The card crafting's cool. Whoever wins the hand gets to start the next one, kind of like trick taking a bit. So like being first player is a very big advantage in the round. Like you could, if you're smart about the cards in your hand, line them up in such a way where like, okay, I know this one's probably going to win, and then if it wins, I get to start the next one, and hopefully this set would win then. And if it does, then I'm able to play my last card that didn't fit in a set, and then I'm out. So you can be pretty smart with the way that you combo them together. So I don't know. I've only played it once so far, so I don't know that I'm ready for a verdict, but really like Ruins so far. Very, very cool. It came in, I think, just a week after Lure that we just chatted about, and man, it's cool to see 2 very different experiences in the same size of little teeny box. So Ruins, very cool. I think you would really like it. You do love a good card game where cards are like getting powers and like changing what you can do. It's a bit simpler than some of the really strategic card games you like that, like Veil of Eternity and stuff. But that is fun. That is Ruins for me. And then last up this week, just finishing up talking about a couple of games that we've played this week, and I'm just throwing everything over to Devin. You don't have to put it away, so no stress. Last night I played this game with my wife. This is Pergola from Rebel Studio. And they've done a few games before this one. I think their most famous one is called Meadow, which is a card game about kind of building this tableau of cards in front of you that has trees and animals and stuff on it. This one is a bit similar. I'm nervous to flip it upside down because the only thing I don't like about the game so far is this tray that holds all of the components in it does not have a lid. So you basically have to store it flat. Like if you stood that up, Like they're just gonna spill out, I believe, unless the lid is on so tight that it maybe would hold them. But
Mm.
I don't think it would. I think they would spill. Maybe I'll test it one of these days. There's just so many cool components in there, like these cool little bees, and there's frogs and ladybugs, um, and butterflies. You can see why I played this with my wife. It's very much a cozy game that she would enjoy. She likes games like this. And so I'm going to move this tray so I can show you what's underneath it. Basically, every player has this board along with two other boards that go on the right and the left. One's a waterfall, and one is the pergola, where you keep your bees and your honey. And anytime you get anything like one of these, you add it to your little garden, and it's kind of a free-flowing game. There's no structured area, so but there are some rules with like where you place things. So if I ever got another magnolia, I have to build it off of the one I've already started. But this could be anywhere. Like it could be over here or over here. So you're kind of free to kind of place things how you want. And then those ladybugs, they go right on these magnolia plants, and the bees go on the buttercups. And so it's all very pretty, and putting it out, it looks very cool at the end. Maybe I'll throw a picture up right here of a couple pictures I took of our game from last night, just so you can see how cool your little garden looks at the end. It really is very cool and easy to play. Liked it. I don't know if it has like the same staying power for me as Meadow. Meadow seems like it has a bit more variability in I don't know, in how you play and how you structure your tableau of cards. This one is very much like, okay, I have to have bees because bees are important for honey, which you have to use to get the bonuses for honey pots. And bees score really well. But then you also want to focus on at least one or two other things, but maybe not too many. You kind of almost see the whole game in a single play, even though you could be a little more focused on a given thing from one play to the next. So I enjoyed it playing with my wife. I should have a playthrough up on the channel now, I think. But I don't know if it's one that I'll be like dying to play so that I can explore different routes to play. So anyways, that's Pergola from Rebel Studio. It's their newest game. If I had to give it a review right now, I'd give it right at like a 7, silver trophy at this point, but we'll see if that changes anymore or not. So I think that's going to do it here for our board game review or summary for the last week. And that's going to do it for the podcast this week. Thanks so much for watching and listening to episode 64 of our weekly podcast. It means a lot. Thanks so much for doing that. Please check out the Patreon. That's how we keep the lights on, and it is how you can get some extra perks like writing into the show, getting early access, voting on the games that we cover and play and talk about, and just generally kind of have some communication and some back and forth with you. I think that's a fun vibe to have. Make sure to check out Devin. He streams on Twitch. He's player 4, playing a lot of fun games over there, Monday through Friday usually. Sometimes pretty early.
Typically Tuesday through Friday, but yeah.
Mondays are the worst, so I get it. And yeah, just appreciate all you do, and we'll see you next week for episode 65. Till then, have a good one.